Every unbreakable NBA record explained.
Wilt Chamberlain isn't just a name, it's a mountain of records. The most iconic of them all, scoring 100 points in a single game in 1962. No three-pointers, no overtime, just irresistible force. No player has ever reached even 90 cents. Kobe came closest with 81. But Wilt didn't stop there. He also averaged 50.4 points per game for an entire season, a statistic that defies modern sense. Even in today's era of high-scoring offenses, no one gets near. Add to that the record for most rebounds in a single game, 55 boards, grabbing everything off the glass like gravity answered to him. Wilt Chamberlain wasn't just dominant, he existed in a statistical cosmos no one's even close to entering.
Allen Iverson, most points per game by a player under 6'1". In a league dominated by tall giants, Allen Iverson redefined the limits of a small man's power. Standing just 6 feet tall, he shattered expectations and scorched defenses, ending his career with an average of 26.7 points per game, the highest scoring average ever by a player under 6'1". Iverson wasn't just fast, he was relentless, fearless, and electrifying. His crossover dribble became the stuff of legend, shaking even the greatest defenders off their feet, including Michael Jordan. Despite his small frame, Iverson led the league in scoring 4 times, made 11 All-Star appearances, and was crowned MVP in 2001. No player his size has ever combined scoring, minutes, and usage at such a brutal level. In today's NBA, small guards are more common, but no one has matched Iverson's heart, toughness, and scoring fury. His record stands tall, even if he didn't.
Bill Russell. Bill Russell stands as the ultimate icon of winning in basketball. With 11 NBA championships in just 13 seasons, no one, neither Jordan nor LeBron, has even come close. This wasn't luck, it was leadership, grit, and plain defensive supremacy. Russell spearheaded a Celtics dynasty that regarded titles like tradition. He didn't seek points, he chased results. In today's era of trades, load management, and superstar movements, such loyalty and continuous success feel unfathomable. Bill Russell didn't just play the game, he defined what it meant to win. His championship record is more than a number. It's a standard no modern player has matched, and likely never will.
John Stockton. John Stockton's greatness wasn't loud, it was relentless. With 15,806 assists, he didn't just lead the NBA, he lapped the field. No one has come close. To match it, a player would need to average 10 assists per game for 16 straight seasons. His 3,265 steals prove he dominated both ends of the floor. Stockton didn't rely on highlight reels, he built his legacy through precision, discipline, and unmatched court vision. Modern stars rest, rotate, and miss seasons. Stockton barely missed a game in 2 decades. His records aren't just difficult, they're untouchable. Because while others played the game, John Stockton mastered it.
AC Green isn't a household name like Jordan or Kobe, but his legacy is founded on something more rare: unmatched durability. Green played 1,192 consecutive NBA games, a streak that stretched over 16 straight seasons without missing a single competition. In an era where load management is prevalent and stars often sit out from minor pain, this kind of physical and mental resilience appears almost strange. Green wasn't pursuing headlines, he was chasing perfection every single night. Through sprains, weariness, and even arguments, he laced up and showed up. To put it into perspective, even Iron Men like LeBron James and Chris Paul have never come close. This streak needed not only superb health, but fanatical commitment. No sick days, no off evenings. AC Green didn't simply play the game, he endured it. And in today's NBA, that kind of longevity isn't simply rare, it's extinct.
Scott Skiles. Scott Skiles didn't become a Hall of Famer. He wasn't the flashiest guard, but on December 30, 1990, he gave one of the most jaw-dropping performances in NBA history. 30 assists in a single game. Let it sink in. 30 direct passes that resulted to scores. That's over 60 points generated, all through pure orchestration. Even exceptional playmakers like Magic Johnson, Chris Paul, and Steve Nash never touched that number. In today's isolation-heavy schemes, when ball movement takes a backseat to ISO plays and step-back threes, this degree of playmaking is practically impossible. Skiles' record wasn't just about vision. It was about trust, camaraderie, and immaculate execution for 48 straight minutes. One frosty night in Orlando, everything clicked. It wasn't luck, it was mastery. And since then, many have attempted, but none have succeeded. Scott Skiles turned passing into performance art, and that record remains a classic that may never be replicated.
Klay Thompson, 37 points in one quarter. Klay Thompson's had several famous shooting nights, but none more mythological than January 23, 2015. Against the Kings, Klay scored 37 points in the third quarter alone, the most ever in a single quarter. What's more insane? He dribbled the ball only 11 times and held it for just 90 seconds. Every shot, automatic. Every possession, pure fire. No screens needed, just catch, raise, release. The Warriors bench couldn't believe what they were witnessing. Even Steph Curry stood back in astonishment. In today's fast-paced game where hot streaks come and go, Klay's 37-point quarter feels like a miraculous malfunction. Many players have had 20-plus point quarters. A few have touched 30. But 37? That's not just hot, that's volcanic. And unless someone scores perfect threes back-to-back for 12 minutes straight, this one's going in Klay's vault forever.
Kobe Bryant. On January 22, 2006, Kobe Bryant delivered a masterclass in willpower and scoring, dropping 81 points against the Toronto Raptors. It's the second highest scoring performance in NBA history, only behind Wilt's legendary 100. But Kobe did it in the modern era, against defensive schemes, double teams, and shot clocks. He scored in every way imaginable: turnarounds, fadeaways, deep threes, driving layups. The Lakers were down in the third quarter. Kobe flipped a switch and single-handedly pulled them back. What makes this record so legendary is not just the points, it's the efficiency and timing. He scored 55 in the second half alone. Since then, stars like Booker and Mitchell have tried to match it, but no one has come close. Kobe's 81 wasn't just scoring, it was storytelling through buckets. And it remains the closest any mortal has ever come to Wilt. Devin Booker. In 2017, at just 20 years old, Devin Booker stunned the basketball world with a 70-point explosion against the Celtics. It wasn't just an outburst, it was calculated, intentional, and relentless. Booker became the youngest player in NBA history to score 70 in a game. No one saw it coming. The Suns weren't even winning, they just fed the hot hand. Shot after shot, free throw after free throw, he climbed the scoring mountain. What made it even more jaw-dropping? It was on the road, in Boston's Hostel Arena. Booker didn't just drop points, he sent a message. The next generation had arrived. Since then, no other player under 21 has even cracked 60. Most are still learning the game at that age. But Devin Booker? He dropped 70 before he could legally drink. That makes this record not only elite, but perhaps eternally safe.
Boston Celtics, 8 straight championships, 1959 to 1966. Team records are often overlooked, but this one, it may never be touched. From 1959 to 1966, the Boston Celtics won 8 consecutive NBA championships. That's not a typo. Led by Bill Russell, coached by Red Auerbach, and driven by a defensive strategy ahead of their time, the Celtics turned the NBA into their own playground. No modern team has won more than 3 in a row. Not Jordan's Bulls, not Shaq and Kobe's Lakers, not the Warriors. In today's league, with free agency, wage caps, and stiffer competition, even a three-peat feels unachievable.
But Boston did it 8 straight years. This was more than dominance, it was absolute control. Banners after banners, year after year. The Celtics weren't just champions, they were the standard. And in a continuously fluctuating league, that kind of dynasty is simply unrepeatable.
LeBron James, most career points in NBA history. For 2 decades, LeBron James has been seeking greatness, but in 2023, he achieved the summit. 38,388 career points, shattering Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record that stood for nearly 40 years. This isn't just about longevity, it's about persistent domination. LeBron didn't simply survive eras, he defined them. From his youthful debut in 2003 to his 21st season, he scored in every possible way. Fast breaks, step backs, poster dunks, logo threes. But here's the twist. LeBron was never recognized as just a scorer. He's a pass-first player. That makes this record even more mythical. For someone who favored the assist to finish up as the NBA's best scorer, that's basketball poetry. And with how long it took to beat Kareem's mark, LeBron's record might stand for generations, unless another juvenile genius plays 20 elite seasons with 0 decline.
Shaquille O'Neal, most backboards broken. Before the contemporary glass was reinforced, one man tormented the rim like no other, Shaquille O'Neal. With sheer size, speed, and wrath, Shaq smashed 2 NBA backboards on live television in the 1990s, causing total structural collapses. One dunk in Phoenix brought the entire goal crumbling down. Another in New Jersey disabled the shot clock. But it didn't stop there. Shaq's dunks led the NBA to remodel rims, introducing breakaway tech that could survive his wrath. No player since has destroyed a single NBA backboard thanks to Shaq's demolition. This is a record that's both horrifying and unbreakable because the NBA literally modified the rules and equipment to make sure it never happens again. Shaq didn't just dominate the paint, he transformed the league's infrastructure. That's power you can quantify in steel. Dennis Rodman, 7 straight seasons leading in rebounds. When it comes to rebounding, Dennis Rodman wasn't just a master, he was an obsession in motion. From 1991 to 1998, Rodman led the NBA in rebounds per game for 7 consecutive seasons, a record that speaks louder than any scoring title. Standing at only 6'7", Rodman out-rebounded giants through timing, anticipation, and pure hustle. He didn't just jump, he studied ball trajectories and player movement like a scientist. His average during that stretch? Over 15 boards per game, peaking at 18.7. In an era filled with Shaq, Hakeem, and Ewing, Rodman still owned the glass. No modern player has even come close to this rebounding consistency. Today, bigs stretch the floor, guards crash the boards, and rebounding is shared. But Rodman, he made it his identity. That streak, it's more than a stat, it's the definition of effort.
Steve Kerr, highest career three-point percentage, .454. Steve Kerr might be regarded today as the brain behind the Warriors dynasty, but before the clipboard, he held the ball, and when he did, he rarely missed. Kerr shot a jaw-dropping 45.4% from outside the arc over his career, the most in NBA history. And this wasn't just during easy minutes. Kerr nailed clutch threes for Jordan's Bulls in the finals, including the game winner in '97. In a period when the three-pointer wasn't the centerpiece, Kerr mastered it like a sniper with limited ammo. What's more impressive? He accomplished it without tremendous volume, meaning every shot had pressure. Today's gunners like Curry and Dame hit more, but with lower efficiency. And when the game speeds up and defenses tighten, keeping that level of precision is practically impossible. Kerr's legacy isn't simply rings, it's a record that sits quietly yet defiantly.
Manute Bol, 5.0 blocks per game as a rookie. Manute Bol was unlike anything the NBA had seen. Standing at 7 feet 7 inches with an absurd 8'6" wingspan, Bol debuted in 1985 and averaged 5.0 blocks per game, the highest ever by a rookie. Not in one game, not in 1 week, for an entire season. He swatted shots like flies, often with both hands, and sometimes multiple times in one possession. Teams changed their game plans just to avoid him. And the crazy part? He only played 18 minutes per game. That's over 1 block every 3.5 minutes. His career average of 3.3 BPG still ranks among the top. Modern stars like Wembanyama and Gobert are elite, but no one has come close to matching Bol's first-year rim protection. His record isn't just a stat line, it's a warning. Enter the paint at your own risk.
Michael Jordan, 10 scoring titles. Michael Jordan didn't just dominate, he owned the scoreboard. Across 15 seasons, Jordan won 10 NBA scoring titles, the most in league history. That's not just a streak, it's a statement. From 1987 to 1993, and again in 1996 to 1998, Jordan averaged over 30 points per game like it was routine. No player has ever controlled offensive output with such surgical consistency. Even in an era with physical defenses, hand-checking, and no flagrant protection, Jordan cooked everyone. Kobe came close with 2 titles. KD and Harden have 3 or 4. But 10? That takes not just talent, but hunger that never fades. Jordan didn't slow down, he made others fade. In today's era of load management and team-first systems, maintaining that level of individual scoring dominance over a decade is nearly unthinkable. This record doesn't just reflect stats. It reflects the killer instinct that made MJ a global legend.
Karl Malone. Karl Malone wasn't flashy, but he was persistent. Across 19 seasons, Malone made 9,787 free throws, the most in NBA history. That's roughly 20,000 points from the line alone, outscoring legends merely by keeping aggressive. His secret? Durability, physicality, and a style that put defenders in foul problems every night. Malone attacked the rim with the fury of a freight train and daring anyone to stop him. Even with the slow, deliberate shooting form, he knocked them down with great consistency. While others made spectacular threes, Malone earned his buckets the hard way. Modern stars like LeBron and Harden have climbed the list, but no one has matched his combination of output and longevity. This record reminds us that excellence isn't always glamorous. Sometimes it's about getting hit, standing up, and making them pay. Every single night.
Dirk Nowitzki. In a league focused on movement, trades, and short-term contracts, Dirk Nowitzki stood still and made a legacy. He played 21 straight seasons with the Dallas Mavericks, the most by any player with a single franchise. That's not just loyalty, it's a cultural revolution. Dirk entered as a scrawny German boy in 1998 and left as a Finals MVP, NBA champion, and Dallas hero. Through winning seasons and rebuilds, he stayed. No drama, no trade demands, just commitment. Even Kobe played 20 with the Lakers. LeBron's been on 3 teams. In today's business-driven NBA, players chase rings or markets. Dirk? He chased greatness on his terms, with 1 jersey, 1 fan base, and 1 mission. That kind of long-term legacy won't simply be rare, it may be extinct. Because loyalty like Dirk's isn't simply a record, it's a love story between a man and a city.
Ben Wallace. Most seasons as DPOI with less than 6 PPG. Ben Wallace shattered the stereotype that scoring equals impact. The man averaged less than 6 points per game, yet won 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards. The only player in NBA history to do so with such low offensive numbers. How? By turning defense into an art form. Wallace was a rebounding machine, a shot-blocking monster, and a vocal anchor for the 2004 championship Pistons. Standing just 6'9", he often guarded 7-footers without flinching. While others relied on flash, Wallace relied on heart, hustle, and grit. In an era of highlight plays, his value came from silence. No dunks, no crossovers, just denials and stops. In today's game, where two-way players are prized, no one without a scoring resume will get that same recognition. Wallace's record proves that defense isn't just part of the game, it can be the game.
Jason Kidd, most triple-doubles without scoring 30 points. Jason Kidd revolutionized what a triple-double could be. With 107 career triple-doubles, Kidd rarely broke the 30-point mark because he didn't need to. His game wasn't about scoring. It was about manipulating the court like a master. He'd post lines like 12 points, 15 assists, 11 rebounds, subtle yet dangerous. While others chased scoring-first stat sheets, Kidd established his career on balance. He could rebound like a forward, pass like a magician, and defend like a hawk. His triple-doubles weren't loud, they were deliberate beauties, and that's what made them so effective. In the age of Westbrook and Luka, where high-scoring triple-doubles are the standard, Kidd's rendition feels vintage, but genuine. His record isn't about flash, it's about function. And it illustrates that a great effect doesn't always need 30 points, it just needs management.
Ben Wallace, the undrafted wall. No one drafted him. No one expected him to dominate. Yet Ben Wallace rose from obscurity to become a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, the most by any undrafted player. He wasn't tall for a center, just 6'9". No elite scoring, no glamour, only sheer defensive terror. He guarded Shaq, blocked everything, and pulled down rebounds like his life depended on it. And here's the kicker. He's the only undrafted player in NBA history to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Wallace didn't break records in points, he shattered expectations. In a league that worships offense, he turned defense into legend. And that kind of journey, you can't measure it in stats. You feel it in fear.
Rasheed Wallace, the technical king. Rasheed Wallace has talent, guts, and a fiery attitude, but he also boasts one of the oddest NBA records, 41 technical fouls in a single season. That's not just a league high, it's a league legend. Wallace argued, looked down refs, and lived on the verge of ejection. In an era of outspoken stars, Rasheed took passion to another level. While his footwork and jump hooks were absolute class, his fury became iconic. The league has since altered its rules, fined players more, and even instituted respect for the game standards, but no one has come close to that number. His legacy? Equal parts brilliance and wrath, a living contradiction that the NBA couldn't ignore, even when he was booted out.
Elmore Smith, the forgotten block god. You probably haven't heard of Elmore Smith, but in 1973, this gigantic 7-footer recorded 17 blocks in a single game, a record that still stands. This wasn't in an era of slow motion either. It was against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's Bucks. Smith didn't just stop shots, he erased them from memory. No one, not even Hakeem, Mutombo, or Gobert, ever got close. He previously averaged 4.9 blocks per game in a season, before the NBA ever made defense glamorous. His name may be forgotten in highlight reels, but genuine historians know Elmore Smith was the original Rim Reaper, quiet, dominant, and totally invincible in the air.
Walt Bellamy, the one-season Iron Man. Walt Bellamy played an NBA record 88 games in a single season. How is that possible when a regular season has just 82? Simple. In 1968-69, he was traded mid-season from the Knicks to the Pistons, and because of schedule mismatches, he ended up suiting up nearly every night. Imagine the grind. New cities, new teammates, barely any rest. Yet Bellamy never sat, never slowed. In a time without private jets or load management, he played more than anyone in history ever has in a single year. That record, it's not just unbreakable, it's unrepeatable. The modern NBA schedule just won't allow it.
Klay Thompson, the 37-point quarter. When Klay Thompson gets heated, it's nuclear. And on January 23, 2015, he entered basketball heaven.
In the third quarter against the Kings, he sank 37 points, the most ever in a single quarter. That's 9 three-pointers, all net. Every shot looked identical. Catch, release, swish. He didn't dribble much. He didn't blink. He just burnt. Even Curry, Kobe, and Harden have never touched that level of volcanic scoring. It wasn't just a hot hand, it was a basketball trance. And in that moment, Klay Thompson became a legend of rhythm. Proof that when time meets talent, records fall like dominoes.
Kobe Bryant, the most missed shots in NBA history. Kobe Bryant, an icon of greatness, holds a record that few talk about. He missed 14,481 shots, the most in NBA history. But instead of shame, this number tells a deeper story, one of resilience, confidence, and an unwavering mindset. Kobe didn't hesitate. Whether it was game winner or air ball, he took the shot. He believed in repetition, in learning through failure. That infamous number reflects not inaccuracy, but his fearless will to rise again. In his final game, he dropped 60 points, silencing every critic. Kobe proved that the road to greatness is paved with mistakes, and only the brave walk it. This record isn't tragic, it's poetic. It speaks to a man who never backed down, never stopped firing, and never lost belief in himself. Every miss built the legend. Every miss inspired millions. That's why Kobe Bryant remains eternal, not despite the misses, but because of them.
Tony Snell, the perfect zero game. In 2017, Tony Snell made NBA history, but not the kind you'd expect. He played 28 full minutes in a game and recorded 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 steals, and 0 blocks. A complete statistical blank. Yet, here's the twist. He didn't play badly. He defended well, stayed disciplined, and avoided mistakes. This bizarre performance became known as the Snell line. Fans turned it into memes, analysts were baffled. It was as if he was on the court but never truly there. And that's what made it iconic. Snell's record isn't about laziness or failure. It's a rare statistical ghost story in the middle of a real NBA battle. In a league obsessed with numbers, Snell became a symbol of silent contribution. That night, the scoreboard forgot him, but history never did. Only in the NBA can nothing become legendary, and that's what makes this record truly unforgettable.
Ricky Davis. Chasing a triple-double is every player's dream, but Ricky Davis took it to another level. In 2003, while just 1 rebound short, he pulled off something no one expected. He purposefully shot at his own hoop, aiming to grab the rebound to complete the tally. The move astonished fans, upset his coach, and embarrassed the NBA. The rebound didn't count. Neither did the trick. But the moment? That became immortal. Ricky wasn't just a dazzling scorer, he became the face of stat chasing gone too far. While he had true talent and averaged double-digit points for years, that one incident dominated his career. It reminded the world that how you chase greatness matters more than obtaining it. The NBA never saw anything like it again. One comeback, one mistake, one incredible night. That's the story of Ricky Davis. Not because of his talent, but because of what he did to chase validation.
Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed uncovering these crazy NBA records, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing basketball stories.